Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome on in. Hopefully, you had a great weekend. Let's have a great week ahead of us. Let's close out this month strong with a few 10 days left or so. But appreciate you being here, Premarket Chef Trade. Good morning. How are you? But hopefully, you had a great weekend. We'll get into some chart stuff here, some news stuff, some update stuff, all that good stuff. But if you have any questions, always feel free to drop them in the chat. Let's see how we're doing pre-market here on the news. Let's get set up together. Art P, I'll get to your question in just a second. Let's do this. Let's take a look at Forex Factory together because I haven't even looked this week. So Monday, nothing. No news Monday. Tomorrow, a CAD CPI. Okay. Don't care. Wednesday, nothing. Thursday, existing home sales. Don't care. Orange folder, so really nothing. How about Friday? Friday's got all the PMIs for every asset. So yeah, on Friday is our biggest news of CPI for the USD. That's it. That's literally it. Normally there's other days of something red, but that's the only news I can think of. Is where's our CPI? Did we already do that? Did we skip it? All right. But that's the news this week. So no news today, so nothing really as a driving factor. Maybe that could be a drifting day in one direction. Maybe that can be absolutely nonsense, chop, slowness, no volatility. We'll just have to wait and see how this open wants to shake out. Pre-market wise, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So Friday we had that big move down overnight. Could not sustain it for the life of us. Continual higher all of New York session of just higher highs and higher lows into the close, really. And then since then, still creeping higher. Freaking last week's high is going to be, well, it's 2 weeks ago now, that Friday that we sold off. Not quite there yet, but we made some attempts at it. We have a nice bullish week this week. I'm sure we can get back up there. Let's take a look at NQ here to start. Overnight VWAP, changeover of day. Right, I teach us all on Futures 2.0 where to place your VWAPs. This is the overnight from the changeover of day, 6 p.m. Eastern. And we're respecting that beautifully. Here, pre-market, couldn't get below it. Yes, it closed below, but this is one of those things where it's also, well, structure-wise, give it 15 more minutes, it's right back above. It's still building a higher low. So hopefully no one just randomly sold it pre-market, first of all, but also just because it was below. Because it's still building higher lows, buyers can step right back in, and they did. And we've been above it ever since. So long as they want to be in control here heading into the open. ES as well. Clean holds of it. Definitely long bias until we get told otherwise and we're below some VWAPs. But our piece, I watched Foundations 2.0. It's Futures 2.0. went through it all. I'm trading so much better, having fun learning too. Nice. I'm watching your playlist right now. When I got the live notification, first time here, beautiful art. Appreciate you being here, first time here. So if you've seen Futures 2.0, I assume you're already a member of ASFX TV. So for anyone else that's not, or if you're somehow not, you guys could all join ASFX TV for free. It's where we stream live every morning at the open. We're going to jump over to there today as well. You can see at 9:25 every day. We're live here, absolutely free. And Futures 2.0, what he's referring to is the full view up strategy that I break down in here. You can watch it in bite-sized chunks, 10, 15-minute videos each. So go through that as you get a chance. Hopefully someone watched it over the weekend, feeling good now coming into the Monday to watch and implement that stuff. So this is on there once you become a member, as well as Futures 101, the other futures course that's on here. Another one is on the way, but live streams every single day this week. You can see Friday's stream there, Thursday's nice longs. Let's have a great week. But yeah, the link in that's in my bio as always, or you can just head to ASFX TV and use code FIRST. You're good, Art. It is the foundation, though, so we'll allow it. Something weird. You look at NQ here on Project X. This is on the 1 minute. It doesn't look like that. Go to NQ here on TradingView. It's both bullish, and I know it's now rising, but something's missing. I got the steep drop at 6:50 in the morning. Let's call it 2 hours ago. If you go to Project X, the steep drop, 2 hours. This isn't 2 hours. This is like, it says 7:17 on the bottom of my screen. Do you see that? Like the time? What is that? Why are we behind? Why are we delayed? And there's no timer on the price of like this candle closing. But if you go to MES, it's normal. There's all the candles. There's the clock on the candle. What's going on? What is happening? So strange. Maybe you guys can check it as well and see. But you can see buyers take the high debut up here pre-market. Stop loss should be below structure if you're in this long. And you're getting some pop here, heading closer to the open. So buyers are definitely in. Potential long signal here pre-market. Again, out of Futures 2.0 and all my YouTube videos explaining how I read these VWAPs. But we're flat heading into Monday. Gotta keep it patient. Back testing all weekend, been up all night, overnight. Beautiful. In the trenches. In the trenches. Do I even have any trades from oh, if you guys saw stream on Friday, I wasn't on there, but Tanner was on there. And if you guys remember, he was looking for shorts. I don't hate it, but if you look at this trade here, obviously higher highs and higher lows to start the day, in line with a pretty bullish bias above the New York view up as well. So there were long opportunities over there. I believe I marked them up too. But then look at this blue view up on top, the darker blue. That's previous day's 9:30 New York Open. So we get a nice pop. We stall around there. Couldn't make another new high. Couldn't continue the higher highs and higher lows. Actually reject that VWAP. So once buyers couldn't get us above there, on any other day when you see this pullback to New York, this would be like your next higher low. Let's go get that next higher high. I mean, this thing's beautiful. Clearly bullish today. Let's go higher. And it's definitely a tougher trade for me to short it today. But seeing that resistance of VWAP above us, I don't know if we're going to get up there. If there was nothing in the way, then sure, this is an easy long and an obvious long because the sentiment's been so bullish. But being that this couldn't get higher, and like I said, Tanner on AceFX TV was looking for shorts with his own strategy, whatever it may be, maybe induced me to be like, shit, he likes the shorts. Why? I'm liking longs. But then I do see that rejection view up, so this could want to induce longs of saying, oh, look at this bounce. We're going to rip higher now just to fold under. But it's a very aggressive short because if you notice, we're like at or above the New York VWAP, which is up. I would never do that because buyers are still technically holding control. So it's like I predicted that sellers would take control, but I don't want to predict that. I want to see that sellers are in control and then trade that. And I think I marked it up. The smarter short, right? So the markup we just looked at was me shorting it like there at New York. Literally went down like 2 minutes and then came back. I think seeing the other rejection of high of day VWAP, now maybe with some lower lows in here, lower highs up here, this could be the better, smarter short to see that buyer is weakening and you'll get that next move down. That probably would have been the more logical one. But worked out. Nice little trade on Friday. I have the same delay on my Project X platform. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. It's only on NQ, it seems like, too. My MES is fine. Don't know. But anyone else, I guess we'll see if it stands at the open. It's very weird. And remind you guys, it launched last week, but Top One's still running their sale of 55% off for their 6-month anniversary and $16 million in payouts. So if you need an account with them, you could use code Evan to get 55% off, and you can now cover trade up to 5 accounts again. That's huge to have that one back because 55% off was the best deal they've ever ran. And when they ran it, they didn't have the ability to copy trade 5. It was always 3. So that's huge. That is huge. Yeah, you guys can check that out if you need some accounts to set up this week. I said it last week. I'll say it anytime I remind you guys. If you buy an account, it's now October 20th. You go buy 3 accounts, you go buy 5, 4, whatever. Protect them. These should be your last accounts for at least 2 weeks, right? I don't want people losing accounts in 1 week, although bad trading happens or a tough stretch of trading happens for sure. But keep the accounts alive as long as you can. That it shouldn't get to the place where you even need to buy more in a week and a half. You may still have the accounts and maybe they're in drawdown, but you don't need to still have them. Or, I mean, you don't want to not have them after 4 days because you just blew them out with no max day loss, no nothing, right? Because then you're going to just be continuously buying 3 accounts every 4 days, every 3 days, and that's going to add up quickly. So with a deal that's good where it's 55, capitalize on the 55% off, say, okay, I can save a shit ton of money there, and then let me just sit on these accounts for a while, however long it may take to get that payout. Because if you guys do buy 5, or if you get up to 5, if you already have some, on the 50K accounts, they're $291 all in. So let's just call it $300. You buy 5, it's $1,500. Yes, maybe a lot, but you could take a 12,500 payout across all of them if you take 3 out or if you take 25 out of each. So what's the rush? If it takes 2, 3 weeks to go get 12K, that's not bad when you put in 1,500. Or let's say you even lose some, got to buy more, 3 grand. Little steep. I don't want you guys to get out of control, but let's say you buy 2 cycles of 5K or 5 accounts, 3,000 to go get 12.5 still isn't bad. So even if it took you a month, so sit on these accounts, put in a max daily loss. You can see it here on my project X. It's going to be the make or break, I feel like, for most of you. You can see on the top of my screen up there. But if you go to the risk settings, personal daily loss limit, 450. I have $2,000 worth of drawdown. So if I get my worst day of trading today, it's going to lose 450. I'll be right back in the game tomorrow. I don't have to climb up a $1,500 drawdown hill because I had a shit Monday. No, it's going to be 450 or it's going to be a good day. Right? But 450 is not a bad day. You could easily recover 450 the next or within the next 2 days. So you're still continuously in the game. And if you have 4 or 5 max daily loss days in a row, you're going to lose the account. Yes, but you can't just continually lose and not lose the account. But we don't want it to be one bad day of trading and you lost the account, or 2, because we're all going to have 2 bad days this month. Do we want that to be the reason we don't have an account anymore? No, because that's going to happen. We're all going to have bad days. So that can't be the reason I lose an account. For me to lose an account, I need to have numerous poor days, bad setups, poor winning streak, whatever. Because then we can live with that. It's like, all right, took a while, but we lost it. That sucks. You know? I'm not sure how long that sale is going to last either, but I'll remind you guys if I ever hear it ending. But buyers looking good here, pre-market. And then with this market delay or whatever, we'll keep an eye on it until the open. And if it doesn't get worked out, I don't know if I'll trade it. Because I mean, I was like, what the fuck is that? The price is 25,128. The price is accurate. We are up there. We are at that price, but it don't look right. So do I trade it, knowing that I'm getting the same price, but that just looks fucking weird? Looks like a news candle. It's very strange, very strange. So let's wait and see. Same problems, Dave. All right. Strategy works really well for me. This is the next step, the Blackshirt Club. Or is there a next level course? Strategy wise, no. Features 2.0 is all there is for the VWAP strategy wise. I am doing an update to it before end of year. So I do recommend you guys watch it. And then once the new parts come out, you could just simply digest those new ones rather than watching the whole thing. But there will be an update to 2.0. And then, I guess BSC would be your next step. You have a few spots open. Just a few. Doug says NQ and ES working now. My ES is working. My NQ is not working. Strange. And that's on top one. If I go to Project X on Top Step, it's the same shit. See them both here. They're both retarded. So it's got to be a Project X thing, not the firm. Very strange. But yeah, hopefully you guys are going to tune into stream this week all day today. We got maybe not it's not going to be a short stream, but it is our shorter streams because it's a Monday. I'm not sticking around until 1 o'clock. There's nothing hot, especially on a no news Monday, like we said. All right, we'll call it early. See if we can find some entries. Come back later in the day or come back tomorrow. Ready to go. Same thing. A slow day could very easily turn ugly, and you'll regret it by the end of a Monday that you traded through it. This is a nice bounce. Anyone in the BSC long? See what we got. Tuna says, yeah, Tuna in the BSC is having problems with his. All right. Strange. Full size working on Project X, not micros. Hmm. I mean, I'm looking at our BSC chat on Discord, and Austin and a few others are saying his are fine. So maybe it's just luck of the draw. You want me to just go to NQ? Yeah. It's the micros. Damn micros are fucked up. Good call, Doug. Good call. But I'm not gonna. I mean, I can look at the chart here, and no, because if I trade it, the position is not going to show up on this chart because I didn't actually take a trade on the minis. We'll just trade ES. We'll load the boats over there. Michael says, "Is there a free month link for ASFX TV or a code? You could use code first once you get there, but to get there, you just go to asfxtv.tv, or you can go to the link in my bio here, and you'll find it. But the code is first, and if you click on that here, it should automatically put the coupon in for you. But if not, just put it in yourself. Code first, ASFX TV. You get your first month free. So plenty of streams to tune into, watch the courses, and watch the replays if you want to go back on old streams or if you tuned in late. But for Michael or anyone else, yeah, you could use the link or the disc or the code itself. And then I'm sure you guys saw last week, Austin sent some updates this morning. Hello? That was weird. We're back. We're back. I don't know what you saw or what you didn't see. The boot camp. Austin sent the screenshots this morning on the ticket sales, and it's freaking filling up. So there's still spots left for sure. I don't want to scare you guys into thinking you have to act today, but it will sell out. It's going to sell out because we've sold almost as many tickets as we did as our entire last event, and it's in 6 months from now. So if you want to join that, it's actually also in my link. Added that one. If you want a ticket to the boot camp, join us in May in Tampa. Plenty of speakers. The keynote speakers not even announced yet. Another guest hasn't even been announced yet. Those two would make you want to come just by yourself. What? Pause. Those two would get you to come if it was just them two. But then you add all the other people, the networking, the other traders you'll meet. So keep that in mind this week. Like I said, it's not going to sell out today, but if you're thinking about it, you could pay in installments and payments with Klarna. So I'm sure he'll remind you guys this morning on ASFX TV. But damn, the longs working out real well here. Pre-market. Anyone catch a long off this overnight VWAP? If my NQ was working. Are we at highs again? Yeah, wow. That's a nice bounce. Right, so I talk about it all the time. Not that you can't make money away from VWAP, but just more probable when you're closer to it, as in buying it there or buying it in and around here. Again, not that you can't make money buying it right now. I don't know. I wouldn't suggest it, but you catch the pops from there. And then it's all a matter of, well, how much more does it go until it pulls back, right? If you said that back here, it goes a little bit higher. So you'd be right. You can make some more money long. If you said that here, no, you're too late. It's done moving higher. It's going to pull back now. So that's why just the further and further it gets from VWAP becomes a little less probable you get more and more move. Figure that. So when we can get closer to this VWAP, I get very interested because it's like, okay, then I'll quickly know if I long it here. I can get great probabilities if trend comes back in, because if trend pops back bullish, I'll make money, right? If trend doesn't pop back bullish and we move lower, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Get me out, right? And I'd rather be wrong than like, oh man, I bought it too high. Do I still want to buy it, or do I want to maybe short it now? What do I do? No, you're in no man's land up here. So any loss you take really isn't gonna invalidate anything. So now you're not really gonna have any new information to go off of for that next trade, right? So I'd rather just be wrong because then I could say, okay, longs aren't working. Let's go short. If I get stopped out on a long here, I don't want to say, okay, longs aren't working. Let's go short. No, you go short right into that VWAP and it bounces. That doesn't make sense. So hopefully we can maybe get a pullback here into the open, but we'll see. Definitely a nice little move. I shut out early and it's still ripping. That's always going to happen. Like I said, I've been up all night. Caught both of those. First one was a no-brainer. Nice. Maybe get some sleep. But good job. Good job. We got a new YouTube video coming out today. As always. But yeah, we'll see if we can get this Project X squared away. I got my top 1 accounts on copier. This looks retarded. What the hell? Oh well. Nice. I think we have Czar back on the stream this week. So should be good, should be good, should be good. Yeah. On Fridays we have guests. We have Tanner and Lawrence, the strong trader, and Lawrence the investor. Randy should be on today, as well as Wednesdays and Fridays. Zach's gonna take the reins tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. As always, like I said, Monday, we keep it light. Not short, but let's find a trading bounce. We got the whole rest of the week to find more setups. If it's not looking pretty on a Monday, I'm not going to sit around all day. You can find something better on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Actually, I'm off on Friday. Going to another wedding. Just never stops. Never stops. Luigi, what's up? What's up? How you doing, Luigi? Good morning. Yeah, the weddings just never stop. But hopefully we can get the Project X fixed before open. If not, we'll just trade ES. No problem. I'm not going to trade on the mini just to make it look right. But yeah, glad you're finding some setups on it. Art P, staying up all night. Call both of those. Watching Futures 2.0. Yeah, like I said, there will be an update to it. I'm not going to guarantee you guys a date, but I know it's going to be before Christmas because I'm not going to work on it after Christmas to get it done before the New Year. So it'll be done by then. I'd say probably even hopefully before then. I've been doing some small updates to it, but just nothing recorded yet. So keep an eye on that. If you guys join, you guys can use code first, like I said, or join the link in my bio. But we'll be live all week, finding some clean setups. Angie says, what happened to Project X? Just waking up. It's not that it's not working on Project X because it's on my top step and top 1, and Q looks retarded. That's not right. The price is correct, but it's missing a whole bunch of candles. But if you go to NQ, not the micros, NQ is fine. And ES is fine. So it's just the micro NQ. That's the only problem there seems to be. I don't know why, but everything else is fine. MES looks fine, looks good. So we'll just trade ES. But they both look clean here. Premarket bouncing off the overnight, heading back towards the highs. Hopefully a few of you guys found some money off those bounces, but YM just the same. So we're not close to Friday or 2 Fridays ago's high yet, that big sell-off. We're not far. Not super far. Just got to get back up there to 68.04. We're at 630, like 75 points or so. I tried to show it last week. Let's go to the continuous contract here on ES, where I got my higher time frame view ups and whatnot. You can see that big sell-off candle, right? We're still within it. I know, I think it was on Friday. Tanner really liked the sweep of that. This pin here, we're going to close bullish, whatever. Looks clean. But we're still just within this shit, right? That sell-off start and the bottom of the sell-off, we're stuck in that candle. We're trying to move higher. We're not moving lower, which I guess is good, right? We didn't just continue that flush, but we're not really moving higher yet. We're trying to. Finally starting to get back above that starting month VWAP. So hopefully the next stop is back towards the all-time highs. But what I was also showing, if you go back to April, when Trump said to buy that big news candle here that started us on April 9th, same thing. If you just draw the top of that push and the bottom of it, we stayed within it for a few weeks because this is 8-9 trading days. So it stayed stuck in there and finally broke out. So I'm not saying it has to do the same thing, but with such a volatile bar, yeah, it's not surprising we're still within this range that we kind of want to get some lift, get us out of here, do something. So we'll see how today can finish out. Hopefully it can close and stay nice and bullish. Dun, dun, dun. That's looking clean. A few people in the BSC. Yeah, that is really nice. Damn. And then honestly, I didn't watch too much of the football yesterday. I watched a few of it. The Giants. Oh, what a shame. Gonna have to talk about that one on stream with Austin, the Philly boy. They barely won too. I wish they lost. Freaking Vikings. What was it? Wentz? What was the quarterback? Yeah, Wentz throwing like 2 picks. Can't do that. 5 red zone trips for 1 touchdown. Can't do that. Can't have all those field goals. Terrible. Terrible, terrible. But the Giants was the biggest mess. That was terrible. Terrible, terrible. Like I said, I'll have a YouTube video coming out on it. What else was this markup? Oh, this was Friday at the open. This one's pretty clean too. So notice how here this is on Friday morning when we know it turned into, what did it turn into? Bullish day, right? Where was my short? The money short I made was in here, right? Yeah, wow. I made money short on that pullback just for it to actually end up bullish. Anyways, longs at the open after the open range is set, playing off that same thing we're looking at here pre-market, that overnight VWAP. We pull back to it. Okay, nice level we can find a bounce to. Back in the direction of trend because trend was clearly bullish. And you look at this morning, pull back to that VWAP in the direction of trend because we're clearly bullish. Overnight, higher highs and higher lows. You look at the close from Friday, so that's why you want to get involved around this VWAP. You use the New York VWAP as your sign that buyers are fully back in. I mean, that's a strong take of it. I don't love the risk reward to that open range high, but I don't write the rules. That's how it has to go. And how about Thursday? Thursday was a nice trade as well. Oh fuck. Yeah, Thursday was the clusterfuck of just drilling these longs. So we actually had a good long in the first one, scalped that up. First break of open range high often doesn't run, so I scalped it very quickly. Fortunately, would have been painful to see it go higher, but I followed the rules and I got rewarded for it because a lot of people took losses on that, but I scalped it for a win. Then getting back in, saying, well, buyers are back in. Okay, I get an even a little bit lower price than I just scalped there. Stop loss now at the new low, opening range low, and the low of day. Just pinned out, you son of a bitch. Which, in hindsight, yeah, the stop loss didn't make too much sense because yes, it's below the regular trading hours low of day here, but you see it's right on the overnight view up. So what are you doing? So could have widened that a little bit. How much could I have widened it to? Don't know. So it's just unfortunate that again I'm not wrong here. So that's why I hate the stop loss because like I'm not wrong. AK, that's why I got back in because I was like, yeah, fuck, wasn't wrong. I might have just been early on that. Let's try it again from the same price that we've been buying it at, above VWAP, above New York, back in the direction of trend, and we make it back. Another thing to look at here, notice how it's a small one, but maybe lower highs on top with this being a lower low, right? So maybe we're falling for sure. That rather than buy this one, and I said on stream, I'm kind of fearful that this is just going to make another lower high. I'm going to take another loss. But seeing it, this might have been the smarter play of seeing it not be able to make a lower low, maybe a higher low from back here, right? All right, you can buy it there on its way back up and then get the pure profit and not have to sit through the pullback. But either way, I'm playing the price level. What's the price that pays? The New York VWAP above overnight VWAP. Try to keep it as simple as that. So it's the same thing as like buying it here. If I bought it here, you probably long it, you get smoked here because it pulled back a little bit more. You're not wrong though. Once it gets back above, probably gonna have to long it again, right? It's literally probably the same thing, especially if you go to like the 1 minute. I'm sure someone, I don't know, maybe buys this bounce here, see a little bit of profit, and then smoked. But you're not wrong. Probably have to try it again, buy it back, and you get the rip. Trading's tough. But with this being at the highs here pre-market, I'm not going to jump into a trade at the open. We'll let the open range set the first 15 minutes of the day, pick out our levels. You can see that here on this markup. We were just really stuck in that opening range. So not a whole lot of information. I like when we get out of this range, find retest underneath or retest above, saying that one side is clearly in control or not. But when we're stuck in a range, who the hell knows? Anything goes. Could pop anyway. had a pretty good week last week. I don't think I had any red days. Gotta love that. We had a survival day, plenty of those. But if you look at the survival day, Monday, take a loss, make it back, $15. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. On a Monday, don't want to do any harm. Don't want to keep on over trading and piss myself off coming in on a Tuesday. So we walk away with only $15. Let's call that flat because it probably is. But then you make 600, 200. Okay, you can still have a great week, right? Whatever you do on a Monday, unless it's really, really bad, does not define the week at all. You could have a red day today and have a great week. You could have a green day today and have a terrible week. What happens on any one day doesn't matter unless it's, like I said, no max daily loss set in place, so you just lose the entire account. Yeah, you could have a terrible day. But with this, like I said, if you go to my Project X on my risk settings, my worst day today is going to be $450 at most. That's not terrible. I could still make $450 plus by Friday if I lose it today. So I can still have a green week, even if I hit personal max daily loss. It's a Monday. Show up again the next day. You can make $500, then 200, then 400. You're like, I'm almost up $1,000 this week, but I started Monday in the hole. Damn. Yeah, it's one day. No one cares. You're gonna have plenty of red days, but how big are they? If my red days are always 450 and your red days are always losing an account because there's no limit to it, we could have the same amount of wins and losses, but those losses of yours are just going to wipe you out and set you back to stage one when I'm still alive. You know what I mean? It's the worst thing to see if someone's trading well, and we all fall into it. I'll remove the max loss sometimes. I'm a jackass, but I'm trying to preach what is the smart thing to do. That you're trading well. One day, bad, erases it all. That's like, damn, I got out of my character there. Like that ruined it all just off of one bad day of decision making. Where it's like we could all do it, but that's bad. That sucks. That's a tough feeling. You know, you've been crushing it for 4 days. On the Friday, you let hell break loose and you just give it all back. It's like, what? If you just took a $450 step back, you'd still be alive coming into this Monday and ready to rock and roll again, you know? So please, 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 just put in a max day loss. And another thing you could do, because this is what I fall into, so let's do it together here. We set the max daily loss limit, right? You can go to risk settings. See this? Lock risk settings for day. How about, let's lock that. So now we're locked out. So now, hopefully not. If I'm down $300 and I'm like, I only have $150 left to play with, that's not enough. Let's widen this bitch to 600 or 800. No. You're going to want to do that. I'm going to want to do that. But no. Because what probably happens is you take that $800 loss because you're widening it to take a stupid trade, to oversize or whatever. You're right. You're thinking wrong. You're not thinking in the right calm and patience. So it's almost guaranteeing you're gonna lose whatever you widen it to. That's normally how it works. So now, when I'm unemotional, I'm not in the trade. I don't care. But when that angry or that emotional, whatever, Evan 2 hours from now is like, fuck, I'm down $300. Let's widen it. Sorry, your rational self locked you out 2 hours ago. You'll be like, oh, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. You know? So do that for your future self, please. It's one of the bigger things the strong trader said, which I liked. He's talking about this, of saying he locks it in his rational mindset because he's not in a trade. I'm not emotional right now. I'm relaxed. I'm calm. I'm not in a trade. But when you take a trade or you take losses or you start going on the day, who knows how you're going to feel. So rather than rely on yourself to do it or lock yourself out in the heat of the moment, do it now while you're fine, while you're calm, while you're not doing nothing, you know? You got your rational mind and your emotional mind. Luke, 1K from passing 150K eval last week, tilted and gave it all back on Friday. Hopefully that didn't sound too loud. That sucks, but it's a lesson that has to be learned, you know? But if you got there, you can get back there, you know? That's not like with any of this stuff, all these losses, whatever, it's just like a waste of time. You know, it's not like, oh man, I'm never going to get the chance to get as far as I did. It's like, if you believe that, then what the fuck? You know, you can get back to the passing one or whatever. You're just like disappointed because you're like, well, now I got to go trade another week just to get back to where I was. That's the defeat of it, of just like wasting time. It's not like, oh man, I don't think I'll ever be able to pass one. That was my only shot. You'll pass an eval. You just got to wait more, which is the tough part of it. So you'll get it back nice and slow. Put in max loss if you can. It's tough. One day it can really crumble everything. Like one of our BSC members in the past, Mark Ross, he's actually got a live account with Top Step. He said you can't make it all in one day, but you can lose it all in one day, and that is true. I mean, especially when you think of consistency rules. But even without that, it's like you're not going to make it all today, whatever that all is. You'll just keep on trading forever, but you could lose it all today. That's for damn sure, and we normally do. So just got to keep that in mind of like, oh, I'm only up $400. It's like you're not going to make it all today. What is enough? But you could lose it all today. So like, let's lock it in. Tion, same here with my 50K. Well, let's slow it down. No more blown accounts. No blown accounts this week. That's your gift to me. All right. I mean, not that I'm not going to sway you, Luke. You can obviously do what you want, but evals are they're tough as well because like you're spending time in an eval when you can just get right into instant funded. But I feel you. Luigi, you might not be able to trade today. PGX really experiencing outage. Nah, it's tough. That's tough. No fear. No FOMO. Trading will be here tomorrow, Luigi. Don't have to trade every day. I don't know where we even got that idea from. That's like, oh, we have to trade every day. It's like, why? They're not all good. Taylor, any tips on getting Top Step to refund a loss because the site being down this morning? I don't know. You could try. That's funny. You can try. I mean, normally they'll do it themselves. If I remember in the past when I traded with them, they'll do it themselves if there was like something broken for a certain time period and you took a trade within there and you lost, they sometimes refunded it. And if you won, you kept it. So it's kind of like playing with house money, but you don't know that until after the fact. So I wouldn't just go slinging trades today saying, well, if they lose, they'll refund me, because they might not, But I guess we'll see if it fixes itself, and let's say be cautious. AJ can't log into Top One, just going to paper trade and trading view. That's strange. Top One's working fine. It's just the asset of NQ. So I would double check that, AJ, your login and all that stuff. Refresh it. Did I just screw myself? Did I just log myself out? Now I can't get back in. But either way, we're gonna jump over to ASFX TV. I might have just fucked myself. Thanks, AJ. I might have just refreshed it and it's not gonna work. Luigi, what the fuck? Okay. Fucking A, Luigi. You said it too late. So we fucked myself. That's tough. Right when I said I probably shouldn't have refreshed it. All right, well, fuck me. Well, anyways, see you guys on ASFX TV. We're going to hop over there in the open. Austin's going to fire us off. Probably already going. There he goes. Stream start. Alfredo, Jeff, George. See you guys on there. Make sure you use the link. You guys can join for code first month free. Check out the Top One sale this week. Code EPIN as well, 55% off. I'll hop on over there today and see you guys on here. Hopefully this can get resolved. Advised not to trade until the issue is fixed. I would assume that, yeah. And my Top One's not even working now, so we'll find something. We got other firms. We got other assets. We could trade on anything. So we'll find some setups. Let's have a great Monday, and I'll see you guys back on Wednesday. Or hopefully I'll see you on stream here. I want to see all your names pop up in here right now. Get to it. All righty? I'll see you guys in there.